So when you start building a new digital platform, such as a customer portal or a software as a service application, there is always a long wish list of features. It seems like it's never ending, right? So how do you approach this challenge, and how do you know when the minimum viable product is ready to launch? Well, in this video, I'll share a couple of options, depending on the type of product you are launching and how familiar your audience is with your service. Let's get to it. Hey, welcome back to this channel where we explore the best practices I discovered in the last 15 years of my experience co-running an agency. I do that to help you build and deliver better website and software as a service applications. Over the years, I've delivered many digital platforms for clients. Those clients, whether a startup or corporate organization, usually come to us with a great idea for a new digital platform and a very valid business model. However, the wish list of features to be built is either way too long or sometimes even too simplistic, and they haven't thought about the basic of admin moderation tools, for example, or the back office processes and what needs to work in the real world in a production environment. As you start building your idea, your stakeholders or investors might want to start penciling a date for launch. And following best practices, you will then start with a sprint zero, the focus on the user experience research and the planning, validating the ideas and documenting the user journey and the back office processes. You need all of that to then start moving on to development sprint, where you iterate over the features and you keep working with the UX and quality assurance teams to ensure consistency and that actually your service and your end product is answering user needs. But how long are you supposed to be building? How many dev sprints will it take to launch something? That's a genuine question. So what I've discovered is that it really depends if you're building a brand new product service or if you're replacing a legacy system that's already running. If you're launching something new, I would recommend to go live with your product whenever the end users, the customer, will feel that they receive some value from the service. In those situations, there might still be a lot of manual steps in the back end for you and for your business, for your team, to process the data or produce the report in a manual way. But this is going to be very low scale at the beginning. You won't have hundreds and thousands of users, so you'll be able to cope. And it's very important because you're still validating your product market fit. There's no point automating the whole end-to-end process if you need to pivot and you realize that the users don't really want the service that you're building in a few weeks or in a few months. The second option is if you're replacing a legacy system. It means you already know there is demand. I'm not saying you can disregard the end user experience at all, far from that. But you already know what users are doing, what they need, the data they have available, and how you're processing it. In this situation, the timing of launching the minimum valuable product is whenever it makes the life easier for the admin users behind the scene. The goal of the product will be to reduce the manual back office processes and to try and automate as much of the workload as possible so you can scale. That's the main point. Those are the two main differences we've seen in launching new products for startup or corporate organization alike. Going live is always thought as a scary milestone where everything has to be perfect and fully automated, fully tested before putting it in front of a single client, in front of real users. But to be honest, I've never seen a product launching too early. There's always that advantage of getting feedback as soon as possible. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below if you've experienced this in your recent digital project and how you dealt with it. I hope you found this useful, and if you want to hear more tips like this, subscribe to my channel so I can help you make better decisions on your next digital product. You can now watch this video that will give you tips to improve your product roadmap, or this video about fixing your search engine. Until next time, take care and see you soon.